everybody. It's Barb from the Self-Help FAQ YouTube channel. Just want to welcome you to Wisdom Wednesday. This is our series that comes after the chapter that we're covering in the journal that I wrote last summer, which is the 3-in-1 guided journal study guide activity workbook, which you can get on Amazon, and I'll link it below in the show notes. The theme in this week's journal, which should be week 2, was called Money for Knowledge. And that's the idea that if you acquire and apply your knowledge, you can unlock new income opportunities, even without traditional credentials. So this video is going to dive deeper into how self-awareness, self-education, and staying ahead of trends, which we'll talk about later, can help you bounce back from setbacks and step into a new version of yourself. So I'll be telling you about my own reinvention story, and I'll walk you through practical tools and emerging trends. So I'll be weaving in some pictures and then coming back and forth to me in the pictures for this presentation. So, formal education often leaves students in debt, and their skills become outdated very quickly because of the rise of internet and the many ways that you can use it to get the skills that you need in the working world. In contrast to that, self-education is faster, cheaper, and based on current real-world needs. In fact, anyone with internet access can now learn technical or creative skills using platforms like YouTube, like I'm using now and many of you are, or online courses like Coursera, Udemy, or even ChatGPT. Have you heard of that? Are you using it? It can teach you a lot more than just Googling things. Modern employers and clients value demonstrable skills more than degrees. For example, someone who self-learns Canva, which I once used to help me create a book cover, or SEO, search engine optimization, can help you get someone's website up to the top of the first page of Google if you know what words and phrases to use to get you there. Or even here, video editing. They're often hired over someone with a vague communications degree. Self-education gives you control. For instance, control over your learning path. So it's perfect for adults who need to pivot in the workplace or upskill quickly. So a diploma might open the door at first, but you have to have passion for the work that you do, because passion will keep you growing and delivering quality work over time. And also, if you're passionate about your work, it doesn't feel like work. It feels more like your purpose. You feel excited. It motivates you to learn more and helps you take consistent action. And if you follow what excites you, you will tend to develop niche expertise. And so then you'll produce higher quality products and services. And so if I use myself as an example, I had a love of writing and of personal development, self-improvement. And that helped me turn my love of these things into a series of books and now some videos, which I'm hoping will help others and also helped me make some money to support this life. And I didn't need a license or an academic title for that. But it wasn't always like that. I actually got knocked down and felt like I was losing my identity before all this personal growth started to happen, and helped me become more self-aware and motivated me to start becoming more self-educated. And so by saying being knocked down, I mean you might lose your job, you might become disabled, maybe you're retired or about to retire or forced into retirement lately. So when this happens, you're sort of forced to change and adapt to your new situation. And at this time, if you start your journey on self-discovery and self-education, you will probably find out about talents you never knew you had. So you've probably heard the quote or saying, necessity is the mother of invention. So things got invented through time because of necessity. People needed things that were missing, so things got invented. Well, now I say necessity is the mother of learning. And so when you get knocked down, lose your job, get disabled, have to retire, you're going to have to pivot and adapt, and it's necessary that you start to learn and figure out what you're going to do next. So, and in doing so, as I had said before, you probably discover talents that you never knew you had. So for me, I became disabled in 2006, and I couldn't do the job that I was doing at the time. I was an ESL teacher, and that requires carrying a lot of heavy books and moving around a classroom to check on students and going up and down stairs at the place of my employment. There wasn't an elevator, and I lost my ability to walk during that time. And of course, then I couldn't do that job the way I had done it. So it forced me to rethink about my whole life and everything that I went to college for. What was I going to do now? And I hadn't spent a whole lot of time on the internet yet in those days, but I started to, as I had to leave my job. And as I thought about what am I going to do now, I did search for books that would help lead me in the right direction. I also did search online for people that might help me. So I'd like to show you now some things that help me, and maybe they'll help you as well. So one of the first things I found was this book called Do What You Are. It has a personality test. It's based on you've probably heard of it, Myers-Briggs style personality types. Matches them up to careers that would probably fit you pretty well. It's a good way to get in touch with who you are, what kind of person you are, and what kind of occupations would be best suited for you. Here's a book I really loved called I Could Do Anything If I Only Knew What It Was. And I loved it because it has these exercises in it, journal style exercises that help you uncover your buried dreams, which can lead you more to passionate occupation, something that you're passionate about. Then I found this website here called 16 Personalities, and it is a free updated Myers-Briggs style quiz to help you understand yourself better. And as I show you there, it says free personality test. And what I found is that the quiz itself is free. You can take that, and it will help you figure out what your personality type is. And it's more detailed results than you would get in the book that I mentioned before. While the quiz itself, the test, is free, you get the results, but parts of the results you would have to pay for, just to warn you about that. Here's what one of the questions might look like. It's usually a statement, and then you either agree strongly, or you disagree strongly, or somewhere in between. And what I found was that in some of these statements, you say to yourself, well, it depends, and so some of them are hard to answer. But I do recommend that you at least take the quiz called 16personalities.com. And these type of tools will give you clarity, and they help build your confidence to try new things. Okay, so let's talk about some ways to monetize what you know after you maybe do some of the personality tests. And you could even look on YouTube to find out how to find your purpose, things like that. What you need to know about monetization of what you know is that you don't have to be an expert. Maybe you just need to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of someone who doesn't really know all about your topic. Just be knowledgeable enough to help other people. And so here's some things that we've probably already touched on, but it bears repeating, just in case. You can create a course through Udemy, Skillshare, and Teachable. Those are a few. I've got experience with 2 of those. You can offer coaching, tutoring, or consulting, one-on-one, or with a group. You could do what I did, write a book, an ebook, or a journal. Freelance your skills, such as writing, design, research, editing. Maybe you know yoga, painting, drawing, a musical instrument, things like that. You can build a YouTube channel or a podcast on your topic like I'm trying to do. And you could sell digital products on Etsy, Notion, and planners, things like that. So here's a prompt for you to help you along, maybe. Think about, what do people constantly ask your help with, and what do you enjoy teaching others? At this point, you could pause the video and write your answers to those questions, or just come back to it later. Again, the prompt is, what do people constantly ask your help with, and what do you enjoy teaching others? Okay, so now we come to the hot trend topic that I alluded to in my last video, and something that there is huge debate over right now, and I'm sure you may have guessed already that I'm talking about AI. I already mentioned ChatGPT, which is taking the world by storm right now because it can pretty much answer any question you might ask it about anything. Just as an aside, ChatGPT helped me out of a situation where I felt very overwhelmed. I told it about 16 different things I needed to do, and they all felt too important to me. And what was I going to do? How was I going to prioritize? 2 seconds later, I got a schedule, and I didn't have to worry about it anymore. That's the thing I love about ChatGPT. At any rate, back to the subject, AI is rapidly transforming the industries, and those who learn it will thrive, and basically those who don't learn it are going to be left behind. There's a quote here that I've been hearing, people saying AI won't replace your job, but someone using AI might. So rather than fear AI or call it something that is ruining people, you have to learn to work with it, because it's been found to boost productivity, it saves time, and it creates new opportunities. Well, at any rate, there's a lot of debate going on about what AI is doing. Is it destroying us or making us better? A lot of people are finding out that people are writing books using AI, or students are cheating on exams using AI. But I think that there are ways to tell, and people are coming up with ways to tell what is written by AI and what isn't. And I think that's only going to get stronger. I think that AI should be used as an assistant in the work that you're doing. And it can also do some kinds of repetitive work that we don't need to do anymore. So I think it's useful myself. And it helps me prioritize and schedule. And it helps me do some outlines that otherwise would take me hours and hours and hours to do. So I do appreciate that. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the ways that AI is being used today. So here's some examples of current AI use. Auto editing videos, like these apps, Descript, Runway. Designing graphics or images, which can be done on Canva or DALL-E. Writing resumes and cover letters. Who doesn't want help with that? Language tutoring bots, like, I've heard of Duolingo. Drafting blog post emails or captions using Jasper or ChatGPT. Basically, in that sense, you want to give it your ideas, so it's still you, but it can help with grammar and maybe better, more precise ways of saying things that you might not be very good at. Creating voiceovers. I've heard of 11 Labs. I haven't heard of Murph, so I just found that. Answering customer questions, which is the chatbots that people use in their companies. Predicting sales or behavior in business analytics. SEO research tools such as Surfer SEO and Publisher Rocket. I am starting to use Publisher Rocket because I do publish my books. And music mastering with AI tools like Lander. You can write in the comments any of the other ones you might know that I haven't heard of. And I've got some recommended videos and books for you here. One of my favorites to listen to is Ali Abdal. He has a video called The AI Revolution, How to Future-Proof Your Career. Then there's Thomas Frank, 10 Jobs AI Can't Replace Yet. And Cold Fusion has one called AI is Taking Jobs. Here's What You Should Do About It. And a couple of recommended books here. AI Superpowers by Kai-Fu Lee. And The AI Advantage by Thomas Davenport. So wrapping up the video now, the takeaway should be that self-knowledge gives you clarity, where self-education will give you power. And if you pair that with a trend awareness, such as AI right now, then you're ready for reinvention and not just survival. So, I came up with a Venn diagram that I'd like to show you when I was thinking about this topic. And give me a second. So this is the Venn diagram where it's 3 circles, and in the middle where they meet is the sweet spot. So on the left you see self-knowledge, on the right self-education. The bottom circle represents what people need and want. And in the middle, your self-knowledge and self-education lead to you discovering what your passion is, what you really love to spend your time in. And if that passion matches up with what people need and want, then you've got yourself a really good income potential. So be thinking about these things when you're doing your knowledge, self-awareness discovery, and educating yourself. So now, with everything we've discussed tonight and things that you've thought about, I have a new journal prompt for you. And this one is, if I reinvented myself in 2025, what would I learn and how would I earn from it? Again, if I reinvented myself in 2025, what would I learn and how would I earn from it? You can pause the video if you like here, or even just to write down the question. But I encourage you to explore the links that I will have down in the description box, some of the things that were mentioned here. And if you have questions or comments that I can prepare to answer for Friday, on Friday follow-up, please send your questions to me. You can do it in the comments below the video. You could do it at the Self-Help FAQ Facebook page, or you can send me an email at barb@selfhelpfaq.com. So I hope that this was helpful for you, and that you learned some things or some tools that you can use to become more self-aware, or got some good ideas about what kinds of things you can do. Even if it's just volunteering somewhere that you're passionate about, maybe you're not interested in earning money, but you just want to do something meaningful with your time. I'd love to know about that too. So thanks a lot for stopping by on this Wednesday, and I will see you in the next video on Friday. Thanks a lot.